But going to Mark's other side of this question, which is the actual call to action during the episode, I find one thing works best because we got to think about like the world we live in when people are listening to podcasts. I mean, podcast consumption continues to climb, but we're all busy people. We're driving, we're cleaning, we're cooking, we're in the gym, we're on a walk. We're typically doing something else. It's mostly mindless for us, right? Like, I don't think people are listening to podcasts when they're like working on some sort of mathematical equation. Like that's probably not happening, right? It's typically when we're doing something that makes us feel more automatic, which also is when we're primed and we're at our peak for creativity. So that's why so many people who listen to podcasts say they listen to learn, because when you're cleaning and whatever you're hearing is really what your brain is focused on, but by moving and stuff like that, it sparks our creativity inside of us. There's a lot of science behind that I am not qualified to talk about. But if you think about it, a lot of your creative ideas come from the shower. And that's because you're on autopilot when you're in the shower, right? So your brain is freed up to think about something else. So podcasting really has that benefit. But the thing is, we're all, I don't know, like we don't have the greatest memories. We're doing, our mind starts wandering with podcasting. If at the end, if Mark says, Alex, where can listeners find out more about you today? And I give you 3 things and they're trying to remember those. And then it immediately automatically rolls into the next episode while you're driving. You're like, ooh, another episode. And you totally forget everything I said. So I think it's got to just be one thing as a call to action. It's got to be really sticky. Now, during the episode, if you are a podcast host, that should come up naturally, right? So at some point during the episode, the listener might be like, wow, I'm really liking Ben a lot. And I'm going to look up Ben's podcast that he's referenced twice already. Like not as like, you've got to go listen to my podcast, but just like, wow, he mentioned a really interesting episode. I'm going to cue that up for later. So you might be able to grab them there. So I don't think the primary call to action should be directly to a podcast. But again, it's got to be something that's singular, that's sticky, that's easy to remember. An example, someone's like, why don't you just send people to alexsanfilippo.com? I'm like, because I can't even really spell that, right? Like that's not an easy domain for me to be like, yeah, go to alexsanfilippo.com. And so like my call to action I do every time, I'll literally share it right now. Hey, thank you so much for having me, Soda. I really appreciate the time. Yeah, if listeners want to find out more about me, everything I do is podcasting related. And you can just go to podpros.com/win. On that page, I'll give you 5 quick wins that you can read in less than 5 minutes. I don't want your email address or anything like that. I just want to help you as a podcast guest or host or aspiring podcast guest or host. And again, that's podpros.com/win. And Soda, thank you again for having me. That's my call to action every single time. You'll find my podcast on there. You'll find a way to get more. It's just the top of the funnel that I'm bringing people into. So from the podcast to top of funnel.
Thanks for watching Mark Savant Media. Here we're going to help you create better content in less time and turn that attention into income. If you love this video, you're going to love these videos here. Click the one. Me and my team specially selected this just for you. Click the link. Check out the video. I'll catch you here next time on Mark Savant Media. Peace.